Chat, here we go. It's Chronic versus Joreuz in a nice anniversary DFH Stadium. 10 years of Rocket League. Shout outs, Epic Games, for sponsoring today's matches and providing the prize pool for a nice best of 5 while these guys play on low ping. Joreuz is going to get himself the first goal. He's also, by the way, rocking a decal from the new Adidas FC Elites collaboration, something like that you can check out and get by winning some challenges. Just log into Season 19. There's also new club stuff. And we are chalked versus First Touch. Who's your guys, who are you guys going with? And we are chalked versus First Touch crew. Nice flick by Joreuz. Gonna make it 2-0. The only problem with Joreuz's decal is he is on the orange team. I think the 1v1 crew, the 1v1 fandom is very much going to be on the chalked side for obvious reasons. But First Touch does have a big lead. Nice reset from Chronic. He gets bumped to ceiling heights. Gets the reset, falls back down, and gets his first bucket. Joreuz flicking and trading demos with Chronic. Chronic wanted that 100 boost, didn't get it, and now we'll just shoot a power shot, I think, because he didn't get it. Feels like the best option when he doesn't have a 100 boost. I'm not sure that's how he would have played it if it had respawned. Now attacking out of Joreuz's corner. Has multiple resets and just refuses to give up on the ball till he eventually scores it. Joreuz stops the first reset, but forces another one. And Chronic flips like a madman until he gets his goal. These two guys giving each other a hug on the wave dash kickoff at the midfield. Joreuz with a really clean half flip flick. And now a catch. But it's never going to be easy to score on so little boost. He uses it at the perfect time to get supersonic, get a demo, and then power shot. That'll be one way to get it done. We had a few matches that were sponsored today by Epic. If you just joined the stream or maybe just watching this video, you can go back, check the previous one. Zapatos versus Stizzy. We got Chronic versus Joreuz, of course, right now. And we will be following it up with Diaz Drally here to finish today. Chronic, nice midfield challenge. A takeaway results in an open, or not even a takeaway, really just prevention of a takeaway as he was in control. Joreuz trying to make a play on the ball. Chronic gets up and makes himself a brick wall. We'll try and get as many show matches as we always do, really, before the majors, as everybody funnels in to one location and you can start getting inter-region matchups. We're always trying to look for show matches. They don't always happen. And I would say their likelihood of happening just goes down as time goes on. The closer and closer you get to the actual event, the more people start to lock in, maybe not be as interested in, you know, playing show matches, more scrimming, more just moving around and prepping, getting to Raleigh. A lot of people are boot camping somewhere else in North America. But for now, players are arriving. In fact, Joreuz arrived today and did not have any scrims yet today, so said, yo, let's hop into one of these matches, see what he can't do here to warm himself up on North American soil, as Chronic's gonna get a nice reset wave dash shots. Make it 5-3. It's a 2-goal lead for him. Joreuz, I would say, has spent time as the best player in the world. I think there was a video that Johnny Boy made that covered everybody who had sole claim of best in the world at 1v1. So you can go back and find that video. I think it's only a few months old. If you want to walk down memory lane of everybody who's claimed it. I would argue there's a week that Daniel was the best. If not a little bit more. Get your pull! They were the 5 months tier 1. I think that would come with a lot more contention from other fans of 1v1. Chronic. Nice air dribble reset. He has always been one of the best 1v1ers when it comes to aerial control. And although he loves to do it off the sidewall, he'll do it off the bounce as well. And Joreuz, I mean, he's rotating back without ball cam. You watch it from his POV and you understand why he, never was prepared to get up and make a play. Multiple times he's just taking off ball cam and looking around. Doesn't seem to be prepped to make a read. Chronic. Empty jump to throw a shot at the nets. Not able to get anything out of that possession, and Joreuz ends up taking it the other way. Chet Donovan, thank you for the 4 months prime. Chronic chaining some dashes together to make a save. Oh, sorry, that was Joreuz. I got it mixed up. Joreuz is in the blue car. Oh, impeccable save from Real Madrid is what chat is telling me. Listen, I know all about EU football. Don't get me wrong. So I did not need chat to tell me that. Joreuz missing the boost pickup. Tied the game here. Can he get the angle? No, nearly impossible. But he needed to get some sort of touch at all. Sure, maybe getting the angle to score wasn't going to be easy, but he could not bounce off the wall with nothing. And that is exactly what he did. So it's a walk in the park for Chronic to retake the lead. Wave dash recovery for Joreuz. Chronic sends one at the top shelf. Joreuz recovers. Boost advantage for Chronic. Fake challenge gets Joreuz to pop it. And now he's got to make something work from a disadvantage. Chronic first to the corner boost. Joreuz gonna get demoed here. Chronic can take this ball back into his own half and waste even more time, but he does elect to go for an air dribble instead. Fakes a wave dash. And now has about equal boost with Joreuz, but has Joreuz in such an awkward spot in order to try and keep this ball up, and he cannot do it. Chronic ends up getting his goal back and getting his win, and he wins as Zapatos. Whoops, I'll fix that. Since we're back in the old overlay days, I have to do the work myself of actually updating it. Bacchus mod is temporarily out of date, which is why we're rocking the old school overlay. Chronic up 1-0 in a best of 5. Your Bacchus mod works, is that right? Maybe I should check to see if I can update mine. It says it's out of date. Could be related to my weird internet issue to start the stream. It's okay. We'll get it figured out before long. I kind of like the old overlay on occasion. I think it's probably a downgrade, but it's good nostalgia. And I think all of us by now probably know that Chronic is American and Joreuz is Dutch. Although if there's any time to have the flags, it is when, we have inter-region matchups. It does make it a little bit more interesting at a glance if you don't know that these guys are not normally able to play each other fairly. But hey, we live with what we can work with. Joreuz is out of the Octane, the Real Madrid Octane. That got him a loss in game number 1 and into the Fennec. In fact, he's into the same decal that Chronic is using because clearly that's the only reason why he got a win. And Joreuz is now going to take it back as he goes up 2-0. Joreuz headed to the midfield to grab 100. Chronic grabbing the attacking corner, forcing Joreuz to dodge with a little single jump. And a little extra spin from Joreuz that he just barely was able to finish before hitting the back wall. I didn't expect that to come from him, but he did find a way to make it work. Cannot catch and dish this one in, but will maintain possession. And now we'll go over the top of Chronic and pin it into the crossbar to make it 3-0. Could not afford to bring the ball down or slow down at all. Otherwise, Chronic could affect the play. And that is definitely what Joreuz did not do. He sped it all the way up top shelf. Chronic, delay kickoff, wants a bump. Not going to be easy to hit. I cannot stress. This is a very hard play to make. We see players go for this separate from the ball type bump, and they miss it very, very often. It's also super high risk because usually when the players escape around it, they do so, you know, with a really solid counterattack. But Chronic absolutely snipes Joreuz and follows it up with a kickoff play in his favor. And this is Rocket League indeed as he brings it back within one. Drowley versus Diaz is after this one. Joreuz tried to pass to himself off the back wall. Will reset as he goes to the ceiling to evade the Chronic pressure. But now Chronic not putting on the same kind of defensive maneuvers. He's backing off, and he does get over the top of an air dribble bump. Now off the side wall, his expertise has the reset, has a pretty strong setup, but likes to use the flip early in order to redirect the angle. And that does take a lot of the options out of the finish of the dribble. Allows Joreuz to make the read and make the save. Now he's going from the ceiling, getting underneath the ball, using that front flip to keep the dribble going. Chronic, a big save. Joreuz misses a landing wave dash. I'm not sure it would have mattered. Or a curve dashing out of the net, I should say. I think he's going to be counterattacked on either way, but trying to win out in the slimmest of margins. Joreuz booming a strong shot to the back wall. Joreuz going to catch, cut, and make it a fourth. After a bit of a back and forth, Chronic gets a touch on that ball, but still sends it into his corner. Joreuz high air dribble, gets bumped by Chronic though, can get back to the ball, tried a nice pre-flip on very low boost. Wasn't able to score with it. Now it's Chronic out of his own back corner, sees Joreuz waiting in net. Chronic is going to be given a little bit of an easy shot, as I think he recognizes Joreuz's challenge is banking on Chronic putting extra height on the ball, so he just doesn't do anything and lets it fall to the ground. Nice fake as he got the reset. 4-4. Joreuz with possession into his back corner. Wave dash. Now pulling out of it in order to pick up the 100 boost. Pretty strong shots to the top shelf by Joreuz, but it's denied. Joreuz with possession late in this game. Chronic. Can he get to this back corner first? No, but he will have a couple touches on the ball. Try and buy himself a bit of time. Joreuz has 66 boosts to work with. Chronic working on pads defensively. No, he's going to go all the way to the back corner. Joreuz, it's just going to fake here. It bounces off the crossbar and in. Chronic drops the oops. He took a big trip to go get this 100, and that results in having to rush back. You become very vulnerable to a fake at that point because you have no choice but to go supersonic rushing across the net. It can be hard to read the mix-ups. That's exactly what Joreuz does. 18 seconds and Chronic has possession in his back corner. He's losing the ball at the top of his car. So he's going to have to launch a flick, but Joreuz will actually just challenge him. And now out of the attacking corner to the ceiling. The flick is a bit too early. It's over Joreuz, but he shot it at the back wall and not the net, and I can't imagine he's going to be able to get boost and get back to the ball. Joreuz will equalize in this best of 5 as we head to game number 3. Game number 3, it's Chronic versus Joreuz. As the Keen Chatter does point out correctly, we do not often stream at this time, as Joe Mama dropping the 14 months prime. Thank you, thank you. And Sea-Dog dropping the 2 months prime. We are live late. It is Fear at night. It is Fear after dark. And it's because players like to play late at night. And normally we stream them while they're playing late at night in Europe. But it's just regular, daytime for me over here in West Coast, North America. But now everybody has moved their way to North America for the major. And so they're looking to play late after scrims, which just means, stream's going to have to be nice and late here and there while everybody is prepping for the major. Certainly it's better than no match at all. I think we can all agree. As Chronic floats behind the ball and ultimately will have to reset to his back corner. Joreuz snagging a demo here as Chronic comes to a landing, and he'll convert that for a 2-0. Joreuz off the ceiling. Try to go quickly as Chronic seemingly looks like he might go to pick up boost, but Chronic did turn back around. That being said, I think if Joreuz had got it underneath the crossbar, it still would have been a goal. Chronic will flick the other way, taking advantage of Joreuz's slight risk. The shot from the ceiling needed to be in, otherwise he's rotating late with low boost. And that's exactly the advantage Chronic uses to score. Now passing to himself off of the back wall. This shot denied, as Shogun would say. And Joreuz trying to use the flick to grab some power in the absence of boost. Chronic still makes it back. Reset used early. Now going to roll through the ball and attempt to try and pop the ball out ahead of Joreuz in defense. Can't quite do enough. But does recover to take away the angle. Pass to himself off the ground. Wants the reset. Gets it a little bit late, but at least gets it at all and uses that for the wave dash catch. Pretty impressive mechanics from Chronic, and then he eventually scores. Chronic seems to be moving around the field with ease today. Joreuz, a lean back ground flick. Gets a ton of power, but does get saved by Chronic, who has now intentionally saved, it seems, off of his crossbar in an attempt to recover and get a follow-up, but Joreuz is there quicker. Chronic. Wall to air dribble, has the resets. Actually ends up wave dashing and running it directly at Joreuz. So a rare moment where he doesn't convert off of a sidewall air dribble kickoff victory. Now heading to the back wall. Passing to himself off the ceiling means he lands far short of the net, but he's still going to try and make something out of it. Joreuz buys a bit of space, but seems like he'll still have to play defense here against the Chronic attack. Chronic, did he switch fields too quickly? No, just perfectly in time. I'm not even sure if Joreuz knew that Chronic got 100. Seemed like he maybe tried to beat him to the ball, expecting Chronic to be low, but Chronic does get up there to send it away at least. Flick from Chronic. Looking for a psycho from Joreuz. Just falls into the hands of Chronic in the blue half. Flick is a bit weak. Joreuz saves the first one. Will there be any follow-ups from Chronic? He's going to try and turn this into an air dribble. Backed out of it. Instead goes for a reset wave dash pinch. That is slightly off targets. Chronic at demo. Minute 16 left to go. Chronic playing from behind one. Joreuz intercepts the ball and heads all the way to the ceiling before resetting on the midfield 100. Fakes a flick. Chronic does not get thrown off by that. He needed to fly across the net if he was going to actually stop the flick, but seemed to read that the fake was coming and stopped short to make a nice challenge. Now stealing boost in the orange half. He is taking the ball away as well. Joreuz has a late recovery. Chronic is so in control. What a save from Joreuz! He recovers at 0 boost and forces it off the post, but he's not out of the woods yet. Chronic's relentless attack continues. Joreuz has a couple pads. Ooh, what a clean catch. And you can see it break Chronic's ankles. Expecting that ball to have to roll out a little bit farther in the corner, and instead Joreuz just takes it clean into the midfield, and the half flip is too late. 4-2 for Joreuz. Europe maybe trying to sweep here in our 3 North American versus EU matches today. Joreuz off the sidewall. What a pop, a double. He 50s it in. Incredible indeed. Run time. Does that mean next? What what does that mean? Chat. Do I need to get hip with the kids? Did Chronic just call for a new game? No, okay, he's playing. Oh, run time. Got it. He knows I have admin, right? I can end the game. Oh, in the future I have admin and I can end the game. Game number 4. Joreuz up 2-1 in the series. A nice $250 match here, courtesy of Epic Games. Shout out them for sponsoring us here for season 19, and that has released this nice DFH Stadium 10th anniversary map, as well as a revamping of the clubs and much, much more. Joreuz. Reset shots. Gonna get a first. Now chat's typing runtime and it's and it's throwing me off, man. It really is as simple as Chronic just saying he wanted him to run time, but now it immediately stun locks me. Chronic lost the ball. Joreuz gonna have an easy one. Chronic wall to air dribble reset. This is classic NA 1v1 and classic Chronic as well. Win a kickoff, get the midfield 100, and make a nice play off the side wall. Joreuz stealing the attacking corner 100. Chronic just watching Joreuz from behind the ball, trying to get a good read on what he needs to do when the 50 arrives, but oh my goodness, nobody expected that bounce. Chronic was expecting something different, so was Joreuz. They both get thrown off and fly into no man's land, and we'll reset here as Chronic can't really make anything out of this one. He could rush the ball, but he just had to boom it away in an undesirable way, or maybe even lose a 50. So he waits out and does just force a neutral play, I would say, with Joreuz. And now he's in Joreuz's corner, trying to make something happen off the back wall. Joreuz clears across the nets and gets the boost. The hitbox always seems to favor the higher player. Now Joreuz resetting the field into his own back corner. Not an easy place to play out of for most players, but Chronic is going to allow him to bring the ball down to a carry, and now every 1v1er knows how to play once they have the ball on top of their car and have a shadowing defender. Sure, it's not always easy, but it's definitely a situation that they've been in many times. Joreuz chipping this one over the top of Chronic. It's not the easiest angle. He tried to find it. You could see him kind of lining it up as he floated towards the net, trying to decide what the exact angle of his car needed to be in order to get it down and in, but he taps it too high. Chronic gonna make it 2-3. Joreuz decided to back off. Let this one bounce out in the midfield. Chronic is gonna have a tough time scoring this one, as the ball's too far in front of him on the dribble. Tried to 50 with Joreuz, but will be forced to reset. How is his full field air dribble? Well, this isn't the best setup for it either way. So he has to take it across his nets. Does manage to not get demoed, and now has a lot of boost left over. He can make almost anything into a solid air dribble attack, and this one will tie the game. Sure, the ball is separated from the side wall by a healthy margin, but Chronic collects it as if that's exactly how he wanted it in the first place. Chronic in and out save. And now we'll take it into his back corner. Not easy to make something happen after you've already gotten yourself over the top of the ball like Chronic has. He picks up a demo, and he actually is going to try and swing around the ball and make something out of it on low boost. Good decision, because both him and Joreuz in the same spot, except Chronic has control of the ball and has a nice bounce dribble going. Joreuz couldn't decide whether or not to turn a challenge or shadow. Ends up just sitting in place and allowing Chronic a way through. Chronic trying to force game 5. He was the one who suggested best of 5. I'm not sure if he'll regret it if he drops this game or what. Probably will only think best of 7 would have been better if he loses in game 5, I would imagine. But he's got a chance to bring it back right now. He's tied in this game with a minute left to go. Joreuz with possession, though, trying to catch Chronic, rotating out, and he does, just barely. Seemed like for a moment he was going to slam one off of the post. Chronic was, I think, trying to be a little bit patient. Surely, you know, he could get that read quicker and clear it across the net, but I feel like he's trying to power slide away. Joreuz going to half flip off the kickoff to try and secure this game. Chronic has used up his little bit of boost. In fact, he's just handed Joreuz a goal, and it completely worked. Joreuz's plan pays off. Throwing his first half-flip kickoff of the entire series, I think, in a game-clutching moment, a series-clutching moment, potentially, in order to give himself a cushion goal. Joreuz still in possession. Chronic trying to defend out of the side wall, and it's not going to happen. Joreuz able to double it in and keep it away. Nice catch. One boost, too, as he taps it down to himself. He didn't even use the last boost. One boost to spare. He kept it. 42 seconds. Chronic flick. Saved. Chronic has to score so quickly off of all these kickoffs. And it feels like he's already taken too much time. Joreuz is just going to boom the ball away. A Psycho maybe could do it because it would bring the ball right back to the other half. But yeah, there it is. GG's. GG's indeed. Joreuz will win 3-1. EU invades and gets another W. 3-1 Joreuz. GG's.